Okay, so for the final revision, I will do two more papers. I will do SPP paper 1 and the MRSM paper 1. All right. So this video I'll do SPP paper 1 and then I will upload one more MRSM paper 1. Okay. But I will do it in English so like more students can get the benefit. Okay. So more students can understand. All right. So let's start. All right. So this is the SPP paper 1. All right. So let's look at question 1 here. All right. Given alpha and beta are the roots. So when you see the word roots, then you will use the solve method to solve this question, right? So they say alpha and beta are the roots of this equation. So let's write down the equation 3x squared. Okay, wait. All right, sorry. 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 equals 0. And it's already in general form. And they say the roots is alpha and beta. So I can write x1 is alpha, x2 is beta. Okay, remember roots, it means x. And then find the value of alpha plus beta and alpha times beta. So yeah, you need to use the solve method. Okay, you need to use the sum of root and the product of root formula. And sum of root formula is x1 plus x2 equals to negative b over a. And the product of root formula is x1 times x2 equals to c over a. Right? So let's just use the formula. x1 plus x2 equals to negative b over a. So it will be what? Alpha plus beta equals to negative b over a. And the b for this equation is negative 5 and the a is 3. So alpha plus beta is positive 5 over 3. That's it. And what about the product of root? The product of root would be x1 times x2 equals c over a, which is alpha times with beta equals to c over a. The c is negative 7, the a is 3. So alpha times beta is negative 7 over 3. And that's it. That's the answer for A. They never ask for any more. They just ask for alpha plus beta, alpha, beta. So this is the answer, right? Let's move on to B. Okay, for question B, they want you to form an equation. So the moment you see form equation, you should know that you need to use what formula? X squared minus sum of root x plus product of root equals to 0. You will only use this formula when they ask you to form equation. So yeah, all right, you also use solve, but this time you don't know your B and your A. All right, it means because you are forming the equation. Okay, never mind, let's keep reading first. Form the quadratic equation with the roots 2 alpha 2 beta in this form. So now my x1 will be 2 alpha, my x2 will be 2 beta, and I want you to form they'll ask you to form a new equation lah, not this equation, using like the roots 2 alpha and 2 beta. So you do the same thing, you do the sum of root and you do the product of root also. Okay, what is the sum of root formula? X1 plus x2 equals to negative b over a. So 2 alpha plus 2 beta, but you will not write negative b over a because you don't know your b and your a. You cannot take negative 5 as your b, cannot, because this is for when the roots is alpha and beta. I'm forming a new equation where it's 2 alpha and 2 beta. I don't even know what's my b and a. So we will not write this, all right, because we are forming the equation. So it's just 2 alpha plus 2 beta, and my product of root will be 2 alpha times with 2 beta. And same thing, you don't have to write the COA because you don't even know what's your CA. You cannot take this as your CA, all right? You cannot use this equation. Okay, so what is 2 alpha plus 2 beta? All right, use the previous info to help you, all right? Like the previous question, you know the alpha plus beta is 5 over 3. So what you can do, you take out the 2, you factorize, and then when you take it out, it will become 2 bracket alpha plus beta, and for the alpha plus beta, just substitute 5 over 3, and you get 10 over 3, and that's it. 2 alpha times 2 beta is 4 alpha beta. So what's 4 times alpha times beta? Okay, 4 times alpha times beta is actually, I already know alpha times beta is negative 7 over 3, so the final answer should be negative 28 over 3. And now you already have your sum of root and product of root, you can write your equation. So remember, use this formula, right? So x squared minus, sorry for the interruption. Let's continue. So after you get your sum of root and your product of root, now you can finally form the equation lah. And the equation is x squared minus SOR x plus POR equals to 0. And it will be x squared, all right, minus SOR, so minus 10 over 3x plus the POR. Okay, so I know the POR is negative, right? So yeah, so bracket negative 28 over 3 equals to 0. All right. Okay, we can, please don't stop here. Okay, please don't stop here because you can take everything times 3. All right. So it become 3x squared minus 10x plus, okay, it's minus lah because plus minus become minus 28 equals 0. Right. And that should be your final answer. Right. 3x squared minus 10x minus 28 equals to 0. All right. So let's move on. Let's continue. All right. Let's go. Number 2. Given the function fx is x over 4 minus 3. Okay, let's write it down. Fx x over 4 minus 3. And we have gfx. Okay, this is a composite function. So for composite, I will always use the big bracket fx and then close big bracket equals to x over 2 minus 7. Find f inverse x. So this should be easy lah. So there's a lot of ways to find f inverse, you know, like different teacher, different method, right? But I will always do it this way, right? I will let f inverse x equals to a, right? Means I already let the final answer equals to a, and then x equals to the f inverse. You can move it over to the other side and it will become fa, and then fa will be a over 4 minus 3. All right, and since I want f inverse x, and I already let f inverse x equals to a, right? So you just find a. So a over 4 equals to x plus 3, and a is equals to 4x plus 12. And yeah, a is your f inverse. So f inverse x is 4x plus 12. That's the answer. All right, let's continue with question B. B, they want you to find gx. Okay, I think I will use this info now, right? Because they want to find gx now. So what you do is you start from the composite. So g big bracket fx equals to x over 2 minus 7. And you look at what's inside the bracket, right? Because you always do inside bracket first. And inside the bracket is fx. And do you have fx? Yes, you have. You just now find already. Where is it? Yeah, up here, x over 4 minus 3. So you should masukkan dalam, right? So after you ganti masuk, after you substitute the x over 4 minus 3 inside, then you cannot do already, right? Because there's nothing you can do already. Because now it's like after you masukkan fx, now you have to do g already. But g is what they want you to find. So you cannot do anything now. So what you do is you will let y equals to bracket. Remember, when you do function question, and when you are stuck, and you don't know how to continue, you always do this. Let y equals to bracket. Okay? And yeah, what's inside the bracket? X over 4 minus 3. Alright? So the step is what? Let y equals to whatever inside the bracket, and then find x. Alright? Okay, you let y equals to x over 4 minus 3, right? Now you try to find x from this equation. So x over 4 is y plus 3, and x equals to 4y plus 12. So let y equals to x over 4 minus 3, and x will be this one, 4y plus 12. Right? And then you will get a new equation. It will be gy, right? Because you already let y equals this whole bracket equals to, and if this bracket change to y, then the x here also have to change to something else, right? So you will change to 4y plus 12, like this. And then now you can try to simplify it, right? And how to simplify it? You can make the denominator same first, samakan per bawah. So you can take this, the 7 times 2, so you get 4y plus 12 minus 7 times 2 is 14. And then I will get my gy is equals to 4y. 12 minus 14 is negative 2 over 2. And I realized that I can actually separate it like this. So it becomes 4y divided 2, 2y. Negative 2 divided 2, negative 1. So it means, but they want gx, right? So you just change the y to x, that's it. 2x minus 1, that's the answer, alright? I don't have space for c, how? Okay, let's erase this. And let's do the c like somewhere here maybe. Let's do it here. Alright, c. They want you to find gf inverse 2, so I will g big bracket f inverse 2. But first of all, you need the f inverse first, agree? Because if you don't have f inverse, then how can you do c? So do you have f inverse? Yes lah. Okay, I have it because just now a you do already. Remember a? So what's f inverse? Let's see. So f inverse is this 4x plus 12, right? So I will do what's inside the bracket first. So the g I will leave it first. So for the inside bracket is f inverse 2. Do I have f inverse x? Yes. 4x plus 12. But I cannot write x, okay? Because I don't want f inverse x. I want f inverse 2. So change the x to 2. And then 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 12 is 20, I believe. And g20 is just, do I have gx? Yes. Gx, just now I forgot already, it's 2x minus 1. So gx is 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1. But don't write x because you want g20. The x change to 20. 2 times 20 is 40, minus 1 is 39, right? So this is the answer for C, right? So let me check the answer. So 4x plus 12, 2x minus 1, 39. 4x plus 12, 2x minus, yes, correct. Okay, let's continue with question 3. All right. So this question is linear law. All right. This question is linear law. All right. Just from looking at the y-axis, you know already it's linear law. All right. The variable x and y are related by this equation. So I will write down the equation first. All right. Y equals to p square root x minus 5 over square root x. This is obviously not linear form. Okay, not linear form. How I know? Because if it's a linear form equation, there shouldn't be, like, x cannot muncul dua kali on the right hand side. Okay, what do I mean by that? The x cannot appear 2 times in the right hand side. Okay, like this one means you have to either hilangkan the square root x here, or you can hilangkan the square root x here, right? But which square root x you want to hilangkan, it depends on the y-axis, because you always, the equation must equal y-axis one mah, right? But apa, we keep reading first. We done reading, then only we decide whether to hilangkan like which square root x, right? So where p is constant, diagram 1a and diagram 1b shows the straight line, the graph obtained by plotting the relation from the equation. So you have two straight line drawn from this equation. The first line, the y-axis is y square root x. So actually, I can make this into y square root x. It's pretty simple. You just done up square root x. Then the y will become y square root x already. Okay, so that's the first way to change it to linear form. But there's another straight line that can be drawn. But the other straight line, they never give you the y-axis. Can you see they just put a y capital letter, y huruf besar. So the y besar means they never tell you lah, but they got tell you the 1 over x, the x-axis is 1 over x. So it's okay. Okay, we try to change it by linear form. We try to change it to linear form by taking everything darab square root x first, right? So what you do is you darab square root x, everything darab square root x, right? So this one darab square root x, it will be, okay, what's square root x times square root x? X, right? And then what's 5 over square root times square root x? So you potong already, so it's 5. And then it becomes linear form already, y equals mx plus c. And you can see clearly what's my m and what's my c. Okay, my y-axis will be what? My y-axis will be y square root x. Okay, which is match dengan sini lah. And then x-axis is x. Okay, this one they give capital X, right? But I already know my x-axis is like x already, so I can replace this with the small x, and then my gradient is p, my y-intercept is -5. And can you see from the graph, did they give you the y-intercept? Yes, m minus 3. So this is the y-intercept of the line, but this is also the y-intercept of the line, -5. So yang ni pun y-intercept, yang ni pun y-intercept, so dua-dua benda ni kena sama lah. Dua-dua benda ni boleh equal. So m minus 3 equals to -5. M equals to -2. That's the answer. Alright. But what about the value of p? Because they want to find value of m and p. So how to find value of p? So of course you need to reset balik. Okay, reset balik p square root x minus 5 square root x. But this time don't darab square root x. What you will do is you will bahagi square root x. Right? Let me explain. Because I told you just now, got two ways to make this equation to linear form. First way is by hilangkan this square root x here. Okay, and the second method is by hilangkan this square root x. Because for linear form, you cannot have x muncul dua kali in the right hand side. Like this equation, you see the x cannot muncul dua kali on the right hand side. Okay, it can muncul like one left, one right, but it cannot muncul dua kali on the right hand side one. So I know, like this one is a linear form. This is an example of a linear form equation. So I know just now what I do when I darab square root x is I try to hilangkan the square root x at the bottom here by darab, right? But there's another way, which is you can also hilangkan this square root x. And how to hilangkan is by dividing square root x, all right? And you will see later that after I divide everything by square root x, the equation will not have x muncul dua kali on the right hand side. Let's try and see. Bahagi square root x, it will be just left with p already. Can you see? You're just left with p already. And what is 5 over square root x bahagi square root x? Okay, I'll tell you, 5 over x. Okay, because 5 over square root x, divide square root x is actually times 1 over square root x. Agree, huh? And atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah. And you know square root x times square root x, the square root will hilang. That's why it's just 5 over x. Okay, but this one you have to susun a bit lah, because you want to write it in a linear form, right? So y equals to mx plus c. And what you will write first, you will write the -5 first. And the over x, you will separate it out like this, and you will write over 1 over x like this, plus p. Okay? The x have to be berada dekat bawah lah. Okay? And there's nothing atas, then you will just write the 1. Means the other version of the linear form is looks like this. All right, means the y-axis will be y over square root x, then the x-axis is 1 over x. And can you see it match the x-axis? The y-axis they never give, we don't know, but now we know already it's y over square root x. All right, and the x-axis match means the gradient will be -5, the y-intercept will be p, right? But I don't think I will be using the gradient to help me solve this question, because what they want is the value of m and p. I already get my value of m, I just need my value of p. And how to find the value of p? P is actually the y-intercept. But from diagram, did they give you y-intercept? Dekat diagram ada tak dia bagi y-intercept? Yes, ada. 1 minus m. So yang ni y-intercept kan? Yang ni pun y-intercept. So dua-dua benda ni kena sama, dia boleh equal. So p equals to 1 minus m, and you already know your m is -2 from just now, and p equals to 3. That's it. So that's the answer. Right? So I'll just check the answer just in case. M -2, p 3. Let me check and see. Betul lah. Yep. Okay. I'm checking the schema lah, just in case. Because I don't want to, I don't want to upload the wrong working. Okay. All right. Number 4. Number 4, it is given that sine A. Okay, when you see this, you know it's triangle already. All right, you know it's triangle. So sine alpha is -p, and tangent beta equals to q. Right. So you have two different angles. One is alpha, one is beta, where p and q are constant. Angle alpha and angle beta are in the same quadrant. Expressed in terms of pq, sine beta plus 90. Remember, in triangle, there's only 4 type of question that will come out, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you have the first type of question that they will usually ask you to solve for theta. Okay, solve for theta. If they want you to solve for theta, you need to determine whether it's a special case or normal case, right? And how special case or normal case, all right? Special case is when sine theta equals to 0, 1 or -1, and then cos equals to 0, 1, -1, and tangent equals to 0. That's special case. But normal case is like you have to use calculator lah. Okay, and if it's the first type of question solve theta, you need to tekan the shift sign, shift cos, shift tangent one, and then you have to consider quadrant lah, blah blah blah, that one. Okay, and if it's special case, you cannot use calculator. Okay, because the calculator cannot help you one. You have to do it by memorizing. That's the first type of question. And the second type is they will ask you to find something theta. And if they ask you to find something theta, like it can be sine theta or cosec theta, like this question. Like this question number 4 here is jenis soalan begini. Alright. So for this type of question, you have to draw. Okay. And if you don't draw, you cannot do that. Like simple as that. Alright. And many students, they cannot do this question is because they never draw. Okay. You have to draw, and then you have to find the opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse, all of that, and then only you can start doing this. Alright. If you don't draw, you cannot. The third type of question is the proving question, and then the final type is the sketch question. Alright. So please, you have to be very aware of the type of question that comes out. So this is obviously the type where you have to draw. You have to draw. You don't draw, you cannot do. Like cannot, impossible. Okay, so you have to draw lah. And when you draw, you have to determine the angle is in which quadrant. But there's 2 angles. All right, so you have to draw through diagram, because one is alpha, one is beta. They are not the same angle. They are in the same quadrant, but they are not the same. How to say? They're not the same angle lah. All right. Like for example, 80 degree and 70 degree. They are both in the same quadrant, but they are not the same angle, right? Okay, how to know which quadrant? First of all, you can see the sine alpha is -p, and the tangent beta equals to q. Can you see sine bernilai negative? Sine bernilai negative, which quadrant? So add sugar to coffee. So when sine positive, it's quadrant 1, quadrant 2. But sine negative, it will be quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. All right. So what about tangent bernilai positive? Tangent bernilai positive, isn't it 1 and 3? So it's 1 and 3. And can you see what's the quadrant yang both of these have? It's quadrant 3, right? So we will reject quadrant 1, we will reject quadrant 4, and we'll take quadrant 3. It means both the alpha and beta, they are at the quadrant 3, and they are at the quadrant 3. And you will tarik towards x, and this is your real angle alpha, and this is your real angle beta. And of course, you have to tarik a line here. It will be 90 degree here, 90 degree here. All right. And then now, since you know which quadrant already, now you can finally ganti masuk the opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse, right? Because sine alpha is -p, but it's actually -p or 1. There's nothing down here, right? And sine, you know, is so kah to. So sine is so it means the opposite atas, hypotenuse bawah. It means the opposite is p, hypotenuse is 1. So where is the opposite? can you see your angle alpha is not inside the triangle? It's like outside the triangle, right? It's like outside, but it's okay. You can use the reference angle to help you, and the reference angle is here. Okay, reference angle is the angle towards x lah. And if the angle is here, this is the opposite. Means this is the p, and the hypotenuse is 1, and the hypotenuse is the line opposite of the 90. This is the one. All right, and that's it. That's all. And after you have these two lines, p1, can you find the this line here? Can, right? You can use Pythagoras theorem. Square root 1 square minus p square, because this you're not finding the shorter side. Okay, so you minus, not plus. So it'll be square root 1 minus p square, and that's the length. All right, that's the length of it. Done already. Okay, now let's go to the second diagram. All right, and also one thing I want to mention is ignore the negative sign. You will not write the negative sign here. Like that is just like, okay, there's also teacher that teach like that lah, to write the negative, but you don't have to write the negative actually, because the negative only indicates that it's a quadrant. The negative is only indicates quadrant. Means the negative is there because it's in quadrant 3, because quadrant 3 is like only tangent positive. That's why when sine alpha you get negative, but you don't have to write the negative actually. Okay, yeah, you don't have to write it. Okay, but if you write it, it's okay also lah. But some student, they will write at the wrong place, and if you write at the wrong place, then the whole thing become wrong. So I recommend not writing it at all, and then just do it this way lah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Tangent beta is q. Actually it's q over 1, and so ka to, right? To, so o over a. So opposite is q, adjacent is 1. So where's the opposite? Can you see the beta is here? So you don't tell me something like, oh, the opposite of the angle is like somewhere here lah. So don't have. Okay, your angle is in quadrant 3, so just take the reference angle. So the reference angle is here, and the reference angle is here. So the opposite will be this line here, and this will be the q, and the adjacent, this is the adjacent one, and the hypotenuse will be square root 1 square, but this time you will plus, because you're finding the longest side. So it'll be square root 1 plus q square, or square root q square plus 1, the same thing. All right, so that's it. Now you are ready to solve A already. Okay, but of course, if you don't draw this, can you do A and B? Cannot, impossible. Okay, remember, for this type of question, you need to draw. Okay, I hope you got do like a lot of the trial question lah. All right, because if you look at the previous trial paper I did, but it's in Chinese lah. I got do 4 lah. I got do, I think, like Johor, Kelantan, I forgot, like Malacca or something. I got do 4 trial set, but it's in Chinese lah. Okay, yeah. So I there's also question like this in the blue book, in the blue color book. All right. Okay, let's continue. They want you to find sine beta plus 90 degree. So which diagram will you use for this question? Of course, this one. Okay, because I'm talking about beta ma. All right. So what you have to do is, you see the plus sign, right? So automatic, you need to use the addition angle formula already. Okay, you have the basic identity, you have the double angle, and you also have the addition one. So the addition one is like this: sine A plus minus beta equals to what? Sine A cos B plus minus cos A sine B. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, this is the formula, right? So A is the one in front, B is the one like behind, and the plus minus here also plus minus means it will follow whatever here. Okay, so you will write what? Sine beta cos 90. Okay, there plus, saya pun plus, and then cos A sine B. So cos A is whatever in front, so beta lah, and then times with sine 90. Okay, and then for sine beta, you can look from the diagram later. Cos 90, is cos 90, cos 90, cos 90, cos 90, cos 90, it's a 0. And then cos beta, you can look from diagram later, and sine 90 is 1, right? So this is just, you have to hafal actually, the cos 90 and sine 90, all right? You hafal from the graph already. The cos graph, okay, the 90 is here, that's why I know it's 0. Okay, anyways, let's continue. For sine beta, you will look at the diagram here and take opposite or hypotenuse, but please consider quadrant later. So opposite is q. Okay, look at the reference angle also. The reference angle, so opposite is q. Hypotenuse is square root 1 plus q square. So you will just write like this. All right, but wait, you are just using the reference angle. Means the q over square root 1 plus q square, it's not sine beta, it's sine beta punya reference angle. It means you have to add a negative here, and the reason is because the beta the real beta is not actually like small like this one. It's actually quadrant 3. It's actually bigger than that. So in quadrant 3, tangent has only tangent positive, and now you're finding sine. That's why you have to add a negative, right? Okay, let's do cos beta. Cos will be adjacent of hypotenuse, but you have to consider quadrant later. You might have to tambah negative later. That's why I leave some space here. The adjacent is 1, and the hypotenuse is square root 1 plus q squared. And please consider quadrant. Add sugar to coffee. Because this is just the cos beta punya reference angle. Beta is actually quadrant 3. So in quadrant 3, you have to add negative for cos. Because in quadrant 3, only tangent positive. And you get your answer already, because whatever times 0 is 0. So this whole thing, you just ignore it. Just left with this. So the answer is negative 1 over square root 1 plus q squared. Right? So that should be the final answer. Let's look at the B here. B, they want you to find tangent 2 alpha. And of course, you need to use the tangent 2 alpha formula, right? And do you remember what's the tangent 2 alpha formula? The formula got given one in the exam in front. But if you haven't, but I still got asked you to memorize it, right, in class, because you have to memorize it actually, okay? Or else it's very hard for you to do the proving question. But if you haven't memorized it yet, you can always like look back, like tengok balik, like the formula at the formula part. Okay, so let me tell you the formula lah. The formula is 2 tangent alpha over 1 minus tangent square alpha. Right? So that's the formula. So let's go down here and write down 2 tangent alpha over 1 minus tangent square alpha. That's the formula, right? And then it will be like 2 tangent alpha. We can look at from the diagram later. And what is 1 minus tangent square alpha? Okay, tangent square alpha is actually tangent alpha times tangent alpha. Means you just write tangent alpha and then square it. That's it. Okay, what's tangent? Opposite over adjacent. Because towa, right? So which diagram you will use? You will not use this diagram. You will use this diagram because we are talking about alpha. So alpha, same thing. Use the reference angle. What's the opposite? P. What's the adjacent? Square root 1 minus p square. So p over square root 1 minus p square. But please consider quadrant. This is quadrant 3. Quadrant 3, add sugar to coffee, which means tangent, only tangent positive. So memang nak cari tangent kan? So yes, don't need to add negative, right? But you have to be careful because sometimes you have to add negative one, like just now. Okay, so be careful. All right, what about the down here? Here also you will masuk tangent alpha, so you just salin saja lah, p over square root 1 minus p square. Same thing, no need to add negative because it's in third quadrant, and third quadrant sekarang memang cari tangent, so tangent memang positive. And now I can continue with here. You will get 2p over square root 1 minus p square. And for the line here, I can change it to like the divide like this, right? And then it will be like 1 minus, okay, p square is p square, all right? And then square root 1 minus p square, is like the square root and the square will potong each other and become 1 minus p square like this, right? So it will become what? 2p over square root 1 minus p square. Divide boleh jadi times, and then you will terbalikkan this thing, right? But wait, it's not single fraction yet. The 1 is like, okay, not a single fraction. So don't change to darab first. You will still write divide, and then you samakan the bawah first. Okay, make it a single fraction. So how to make it single fraction? This one, the 1 just darab 1 minus p square. You will get 1 minus p square minus p square like this. And then now only you become 2p over square root 1 minus p square. Divide jadi times, and then 1 minus p square over this terbalik already. So the 1 minus p square duduk atas already. And then the bawah will be 1 minus p square, which is 1 minus 2p square, right? Okay, let's continue. Ayo, no space already. Can I write down here? Let's just write down here. Okay. Okay, so now what? Okay, look carefully. This is 2p, right? Okay, and this is 1 minus 2p square, right? The 1 minus p square and the square root 1 minus p square, boleh potong tak? Can or cannot? Can I potong this and potong this? Yes or no? Okay, I'll just give you an example here, all right? If I give you like 3 over 7 times 7 over 5, can I potong the 7 and 7? Can, right? Because they are the same, so it becomes 3 over 5. Okay, yeah, that's the answer. But what if I give you like a 7 power 2 here and I will put 7 here? Can I potong? Yes also, but how will you potong? You potong like the 7 here and the 7 here, am I right? And it becomes 3 times 7 over 5, like this. Okay, betul. Like this, right? It means when you potong, what you're doing is you're you are taking the power minus, all right? Because I know the 7 power 2 divide 7, right, is actually 7 power 2 minus 1. Because kalau base sama bahagi the power with minus, right? So that's what we are actually doing. That's why you left with 7 power 1, okay? So if I give you like, let's say 3 times 7, sorry, 3 over square root 7 times with 7 over 5, it's actually 3 times 7 over 5 times square root 7, right? And you know the 7 over square root 7 memang boleh buat one. Memang boleh buat because square root 7 is 7 power 1 over 2. And like just now I say already, if base sama bahagi the power we have to minus. So you take 1 minus 1 over 2, you get 7 power 1 over 2. It means this one and this one you can actually potong. And what happens when you potong is you're left with 7 power 1 over 2. Okay? And then the 3 over 5 is just write like this. Like this. Okay, like this. So, but this is just an example. Right? This is just an example for you to like understand the concept, right? So now you tell me, can I potong these two things? 1 minus p squared and square root. Yes, you can potong. And when you potong, this whole thing will become 1, and this will become square root 1 minus p squared. Because this whole thing is power 1. This square root is actually power 1 over 2. And then when you potong, you're left with this whole thing will become 1 already, and this whole thing will become square root. It means the final answer is 2p square root 1 minus p square over 1 minus 2p square, right? That should be the final answer. So let me check just in case. Saya buat betul ke number 4, 2p square 1. Yes, okay, correct. Okay, I'll erase this. All right, so I hope you understand. Yeah, I hope you understand why you can potong like this. Okay, so let's continue with question number 5. Question number 5 says diagram 2 shows 6 letter cards. So you know it's like P and C already. Like this is from 5 chapter 4, right? The pilih atur dan gabungan. Permutation, combination question. So they give you 6 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yes. So it's like rohani in the word. So they say find the number of different ways to arrange. Use P, okay? All the letters in a row without repetition, if there are no condition. So you cannot repeat, and they ask like how many ways you can arrange this. So first check whether you have any repeating letters or not, because there are some words that where it's like got maybe 2A or 2B got repeat. If got repeat, then you have to divide with like the number. The formula would be like n factorial divided by r factorial. Okay, if got repeat. So if you look at the word rohani, there's no repeating letters. Okay, every letter is different. Right? There's only one R, one O, one H, one A, one N, one I. So the formula is 6 factorial, or you can also say 6p6. Right? So the answer is 720 ways. Right? That's the answer. For question number 2, they say find the number of different ways to arrange without repetition if the vowels have to be side by side. So vowels is A, E, I, O, U, the O and the A and the I lah, right? So vowels have to be side by side, right? So let's draw it out lah. Okay, so 6 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have O, A, and I, and I will goes them together like this, like package it together, because they have to stick together no matter what, right? So if they stick together, means what? Means you are arranging 1, 2, 3, 4. You are not arranging 6 things anymore. You are arranging 4, because the OAI, it can be OA. Sorry. You know, it doesn't have to be at the first, second, third position. It can also be at the second, third, fourth position, because they also stick together. Or you can also say the third, fourth, and fifth, as long as they stick together, right? That's why you will do 4 factorial, because it's like you are arranging four object. Okay, 4 object, and then since the OAI itself, it can arrange itself also. It can become like IAO or IA, like IOA, So you have to times with 3p3 or 3 factorial. Okay, and you can use your calculator to help you. So 4p4 times 3p, and you get 144. Okay, so that's the answer for A, right? 720 and 144. Okay, let's look at question B. Okay, question B. Okay, question B is a little bit different. It's a little bit difficult. So let's read the question. They say, what is it? Find blah blah blah. If the vowels and consonant are alternate. Okay, alternate means like selang seli. Means it will be like vowel, consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, like this, right? Like, yeah. And then after two new cards, A and H inserted into the set of cards. Oh, got repeating letters already, because now, okay, the original one is like Rohani, right? But now it's like R, O, okay, okay, there's six cards, right? But now they add two cards, A and H. Means it will become ROH, A, okay, H, and then there's another H, okay, another H, and then A, and then another A, because you add one H, one A, and then NI. So now, it won't be 6P6 already. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will be 8P8 or 8 factorial, okay? But you have to divide with, because they have two repeating, so 2 factorial, 2 factorial, okay? Because it repeat 2, repeat 2. Because remember, when you have repeating, you always have to do this, okay? If no condition, this is the answer lah. If no condition, okay? But actually for this, got condition, right? Because they say, if the vowel and consonant have to be alternate, after two new cards are added. So if they say add two new cards, no condition, then it will be this lah, 8 factorial divide 2 factorial divide 2 factorial. But they say vowel and consonant have to alternate. So let's look at the option I have here, and then we alternate. So alternate means selang seli, right? So this one, I'll erase. This one is like kalau dia cakap no condition, then only you do it like this, right? But now they say alternate, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So alternate means it has to be vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. And it has to be like 4 vowel, 4 consonant. Alright. So if you count and see, there's R, H, H, N, 4 consonant. And then there's O, A, I, 4 vowel. Right. So imagine we are putting vowel in this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. So we have 4 vowel, right? O, A, and I. So you will just do 4 factorial, okay? Because 4 vowel, you want to arrange into these 4 spots, okay? And when you arrange to these 4 spots, it can be O, A, I, it can be O, I, A, it can be A, I, O, and so on, okay? But you will divide by 2 factorial because there's 2A, there's repeating, okay? Okay, let's do for the consonant. Consonant, there's R, H, N. And the consonant, you will masuk into this box, this spot, and this spot, right? So it will be 4 consonant, R, H, N, masuk into 4 spots. So it will be 4 factorial also, but there's 2H. That's repeating. So you have to divide with 2 factorial also. Okay. And then the final one is you have to times 2. Because the times 2 is because you can also start with consonant and then vowel, CV, 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 like this, because they say have to alternate, but they never say have to begin with vowel necessarily, right? So it's like you can start with V, like this also alternate like this, so that's why you have times 2. So the 2 factorial and the 2 actually you can potong one, because 2 factorial is 2 and 2 and 2 can potong, so you just tekan 4 factorial and 4 factorial divide 2 factorial. I believe it's 288, but I'm not sure, but I'll try and see. 4P4 times, okay, I still have to tekan 4, okay times 4P4, divide 2P2. Yep, it's 288. Right? So that is the answer for question 5, right? So hope you understand. Okay, let's look at question number 6 here, right? Okay, this is also quite a like difficult question, right? So, all right, let's not waste any time. Let's continue. Diagram 3 shows a swing net tied between 2 tree trunks. So there's a tree here, and it's a swing net. So it's like tied here, and you can see the distance between the 2 trees is 200, and the height, okay, is 210. So you tie the net at this height, right? But there's still a lot of info down here, so we should read the whole thing. Both ends means this and this is the end of the swing rope are tied at the same height, 210 cm. Okay, I can see that. Means here also 210. Okay, let's label very carefully, because for this type of question, if you don't label, it's very difficult to do one, because it's like a kind of a story based question, right? So you have to all the small detail you have to label it. And the distance between 2 trees is 200 cm. So I can also see that they already write for me. The height of the swing net in the middle of the tree. What does this mean? The height of the swing net in the middle tree is 100 cm from the level of the height of the rope tied between the two trees. Okay, let's read again. Height of the swing net in the middle of the tree. Height of the swing net in the middle of the tree. In the middle means here, right? The height of the swing net in the middle of the tree is 100 cm from where? From the level of the height of rope tied. So you don't tell me it's like this 100. No, it's not here 100. It's here 100. Okay, it's like this 100. And I'll draw the line here. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, I will read again for you. Okay, I'll read again. The height of the swing net in the middle of tree is 100 cm. So the height of the swing net in the middle of tree is this one. This is the height. Okay, is 100 cm from the level of height of rope tied between the trees. This is the level of rope where it's tied. That's why the distance here is 100. Okay, and then they say assume 3A is y-axis and the base is the origin. So we can actually draw our own diagram because this diagram looks so ugly. Okay, so let's draw our own diagram and use the 3A as the y-axis because that's what they want, right? So 3A is the y-axis, so let's draw a nicely one. Okay, like this is the 3A lah, this is the y-axis. And then where is the x-axis? Okay, the base is the origin. So this is the base of the tree is here, right? So this is the origin, 0. So we can say that in the height 210 cm, this is where the swing net, and then it will go like this, right? And this is the same level one. It has the same height one because the panjang here also 210, and then when you go down here, you'll be 200 because that's the distance between the two trees. Right? So so far that's all I have. Okay, so far that's all I have. Oh, I also have the 100 here, right? Means I can actually know the here is 110 because it's like 210 minus 100 means the minimum point will be something 110. Okay, something 110. Okay, something like this. Okay, but actually I can find here also actually because you just take 200 divide 2, right? Okay, but never mind let's see what they want first. Okay. Okay, A, what they want? State the equation of the axis of symmetry in meters. So axis of symmetry would be the middle line here. Means the x coordinate of the minimum point. And it's 100 lah because the 210 is at the same height, same level. And if it's at the same level, the middle of it will be like 200 divide 2 lah. It will be 200 divide 2. So for A, the equation of axis of symmetry will be x equals to 100. Okay, in meters why they say in meter one? So weird in meter, but everything is in cm. So takkan you want to write x equals to 10? State the equation in meters. Not so sure lah. But the axis of symmetry is x equals 100 lah. Okay, x equals 100. And that's the equation lah. But I think the in meters, just ignore it lah. Okay, just I think he set up already lah. Okay, just ignore it. Okay, B is what? Find the equation of parabolic swing rope of fx. Actually, what they mean by that is find the equation of the curve. Okay, find the equation of the curve. That's it. Like that's what they mean. That's what they meant. All right. So how to find the equation of the curve? So we know the equation for curve will look like this: ax squared plus bx plus c, right? But don't write in this general form because it's very hard to find the a, b, and c, and you know that every time they want to form equation, in the Sawport method you got learn when you find the Sawport find equation, you will use the x squared minus saw x plus por equals to 0. I just told you just now in question number 1. Let's go back to question number 1. Remember this part just now? This one. When they ask you to form equation, you will always use this formula for quadratic equation, right? But for this question, you cannot use the formula. You know why? You know why? Because this curve don't have roots. This curve don't have. Can you see this curve don't have roots? It means this curve has no real roots. Okay. It means you cannot find the roots and then plus together to get the saw. You cannot take the roots times and get the por because this curve has no roots. It has no x-intercept. So I don't think I'll be using this formula. I don't think I can write it in general form, but what I can do is I can write in vertex form. You know why? Because I know vertex form looks like this: a x minus p squared plus q. And I just need the A, P, and Q. And the P and Q is so easy to do because I know my minimum point already. I know my turning point is 100, 110 already. That is why it's so easy to write the equation. It will be A and then bracket square plus Q, right? So it will be X minus what? Okay, you have to write minus 100. So that when you take it out, it becomes 100. And then the Y coordinate is 110 like this. And now you just need to find the A, then you finish already this question. And how to find the A? You just have to gantikan X and Y. Or you can gantikan X and FX lah, right? And what you will ganti is you will ganti any point yang ada passes through. So you can, there's a lot of choice lah. You can ganti 0 to 110 because the curve got passes through this point. You can also ganti 100 and 110. Or you can also ganti 200 and 210. So you can ganti this point, or this point. But don't ganti 100, 110. Because if you ganti this one, the 100 minus 100 becomes 0 already. And then 0 square is 0, 0 times A is 0. Then you cannot find your A already. So don't choose this. You can choose this one or this one. Okay. As long as it got passes through, then you can try one. Okay. But this one cannot. This one cannot. Right? Okay. Let's say you ganti the 0, 1. So you ganti x0 and fx 210. So you write 210 equals to A, and here will be 0 minus 100. Just write negative 100 square plus 110. It will be positive 10000. A plus 110 equals to 210. And you can get your A here. You just take 210 minus 110, you get 100, and then divide with 10,000. So it's a 1 over 100. Okay. So you have your equation already. What's your equation? So your equation fx, okay. Tengok balik atas sini, So it will be A, which is 1 over 100, and then bracket x minus 100 square plus 110. Okay. Okay, maybe some students will say, kena expand ke this one? Okay, up to you. Okay, up to you. You want to expand it, jadikan balik dia general form also can. But you want to leave it in vertex form, I believe it's fine also. Okay, so that's the answer for B. Okay, now let's look at C here. The quadratic equation produced has no real roots. The moment you see this, you know you have to do B squared minus 4AC smaller than 0. Right? Because no roots. And then show your calculation to support the statement. So just take this equation and do B squared minus 4AC smaller than 0. But it's not in general form. So I don't know what's my B, A, and C now. So it means I have to expand it. Okay. So how to do? Let's do at, there's a lot of space here. Okay, let's do down here. Okay. So soalan C, fx equals to 1 over 100, and then bracket x minus 100 square plus 110. I know I have to do b square minus 4ac smaller than 0. I already know that. I just have to expand it first. So how will I expand it? Do the kuasa dua first lah. So how you expand it? First you ambil depan square. Depan square is x square, and then you take depan darab belakang darab 2. Negative 100x times 2 is negative 200x, and then negative 100 square will be positive because negative square, the negative hilang already. And then 10,000, and then close bracket plus 110. Okay, and then darab masuk, you get 1 over 100x square, darab masuk 2x, darab masuk 100, and then plus 110, right? And then you get 1 over 100x square minus 2x plus 10. And I think I already successfully changed the equation from vertex form to general form. And now you know your A is 1 over 100, you know your B is -2, you know your C is 210. So you should be fine now because you can do B squared minus 4AC smaller than 0 already because they say no roots. And the B you ganti -2, the A you ganti 1 over 100, the C you ganti 210, and then smaller than 0. -2 squared is 4. -4 over 100 is like negative, I just use your calculator lah. Just tekan 4 times 210 divide 100, right? 4 times 210 divide 100. You will get like -42 over 5. Okay, smaller than 0. And then you just tekan 4 minus answer, and you get -22 over 5. Ayo. Oh, actually they ask you to show, right? The quadratic equation produced has to show that the calculation. Oh, if they ask you to show, means you will not write the smaller than 0 already. I think you just do the B squared minus 4AC. Yeah, you just do B squared minus 4AC, and then equals to this, equal to this, equal to this. And then finally only you write smaller than 0. And then you will write shown. Because they actually never ask you to solve for anything. They just ask you to show that this equation has no roots. So how to show? You just do B squared minus 4AC, Means you have to pretend like, you have to act like you don't know that it's like smaller than 0. You have to like buat tak nampak, like it's no real roots. You just like just do basically on the 4AC, and then after you show that it's a negative value, then only you write smaller than 0, then you write shown. Okay, so that should be the answer. Betul lah saya buat. Let me check the answer. So it's 100, 1 over 100, wait, x is 100, 1 over 100, x minus 100 square plus 110. Yes, betul. What's 22 divided by 4? Yes. Yep. It's the same. Okay, I know the schema jawapan give you like negative like 44 like 1000 or something, but it is like it's not important, because what's important is the b square minus 4ac you get is smaller than 0. Okay, the reason they get so big is so different value is because maybe they take everything times 100 first, but it's not really important. Okay, yeah. All right, so that's it. That's the answer. Okay, number seven. Given that y equals to this, dy dx is this, blah blah blah. Wait, let's write it down. This is very important info, I think. Y equals to x plus 1 over 3x minus 2, and suddenly they say dy dx means differentiate this is 1 over 4 gx. So dy dx is 1 over 4 gx. It means when I differentiate this equation, I will get 1 over 4 gx. So it means if I integrate 1 over 4 gx dx, I will get back y lah, right? Because if I say like y equals to, okay, 3x, and then dy dx is fx, right? Contoh lah, okay? It means that y equals to what? You can actually pindah the d become integrate, and then the dx pindah like this. It means integrate fx dx equals to y, which is 3x here. Okay, I repeat again. If y equals to 3x and you differentiate dy dx, you get fx. Means you integrate fx, you will get back the 3x. Integrate fx, you get back the y. So integrate fx, you get back 3x. All right. So if you look here, they say integrate what? Okay, let me erase this first. They say differentiate the x plus 1, 3x minus 2, you will get 1 over 4 gx. It means integrate 1 over 4 gx, you will get back y, which is x plus 1 over 3x minus 2. Okay, and then they say gx blah blah blah, right? This one nothing. And then a, now only they ask you to find what? State the value of integrate gx plus m dx. Okay, the answer is 0. Okay, the answer is 0. Okay, you don't have to waste time like to do all that, to try to do all the working already, because in the properties of definite integral, if the number is same here, like integrate a fx dx, it will automatically equal 0 1. Okay, if the number same here, so you don't have to do anything one. This one, the answer automatically 0 1. Even if you do also, you try to pecahkan everything, all that, you also get 0 1 in the end. Okay, no need to waste time. All right, the answer is just 0. B, they want you to find the value of what? Integrate k0 gx dx equals to 5. Now you have to use the info to help you lah, because you know integrate gx dx. Okay, you know integrate 1 over 4 gx dx is x plus 1 3x minus 2. But they want integrate gx dx, not integrate 1 over 4 gx dx. So what you do is, according to the properties of definite integral, when there is a number here, you can letak depan 1. So you can letak depan 1 over 4 and then integrate gx dx equals to x plus 1 over 3x minus 2. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Huh? I'm talking about the properties. This is the one where it will come out in paper 1 integration. Like there's 5 properties one, and this one is the 5th one. The first one is like ada number boleh letak depan, and then the second one is like can terbalikkan the number, like these 2 number can terbalikkan, and when you terbalikkan have to add negative. And then the third one is like you can pecahkan, and then the fourth one is like if the let's say integrate ca fx, and here is like integrate bc fx, the c and c can potong, and then in the end it become integrate ba fx. But the syarat is the inside have to be the same. Okay, but I won't write it here. You baca sendiri lah, right? There is 5 properties one that you have to know. Okay, come back here. So the 1 over 4 can letak depan. Okay, and then you can actually find integrate gx dx by pindah the divide 1 over 4 jadi times 4, so it becomes 4x plus 4 over 3x minus 2. It means integrate gx dx is 4x plus 4 over 3x minus 2. I repeat again, because I know most of the students cannot get it one, right? This part, okay? I want to find integrate gx dx, not integrate 1 over 4 gx dx. That is why I take out the 1 over 4 and I throw it to the other side. That's why it left with integrate gx dx. But then integrate gx dx is 4x plus 4 3x minus 2. That's why I write like this. But this one has no number here. This one have number here. That's why the K0 you have to ganti, you have to write at the back here, and then later you have to ganti masuk. Okay. Okay, you won't write the equal here actually. Yes. Yeah, just like this. And then now what you can do is you put a big bracket, you buka satu kurungan, and then you buka another kurungan equals to 5. And then in the middle is minus. Because you have to gantikan, this bracket is for you to ganti k, this bracket is for you to ganti 0. Okay, when you ganti k, you'll get 4k plus 4 over 3k minus 2. When you ganti 0, you will not get 0. 0 times 4 is 0, 0 plus 4 is 4. And when you ganti 0 here, you will not get 0. 0 times 3 is negative 2. Okay, so now actually you can sambung here. Okay, so maybe I'll draw something like this, right? So it becomes 4k plus 4 over 3k minus 2. Okay, minus jadi plus, and then 4 divided 2 is 2 equals to 5. So it becomes 4k plus 4 over 3k minus 2 equals to 5 minus 2 is 3. And then you can pindah jadi darab 4k plus 4 equals to 3 times 3, 9k minus 6. And then 5k equals to 10, k equals to 2. So that is the answer for B. That's it, right? Oh, there's another question. You don't have space already lah. How? Okay, it's okay. I'll do it like here maybe. Number 2. So the B in number 2, this one. So what's the question? It's very hard to see. 4 negative 1, right? So integrate 4 negative 1, big bracket gx plus k close bracket dx equals to 37. So this one is also you use the properties of definite integral, but which one? You use the one yang cakan one. Okay, just now I got mentioned, right? There's five properties, and you have to know all 5. Yeah, because this one they will come out in paper 1, usually in paper 1, right? Okay, so what you do is you pecahkan. How to pecahkan? Integrate 4 negative 1 gx dx. Student always forget to write the dx one, so remember. And then you will follow whatever the sign here. So it's plus, so I also put plus. And then 4 negative 1 k dx equals to 37. And integrate 4 negative 1 gx dx. You can just look here, and you see integrate gx dx is what? 4x plus 4 over 3x minus 2. Okay, but please remember to write the number 4 negative 1 here, and then plus with integrate k is like just integrate yourself, okay? Even though you don't know what's k, but you know it's a number. So when you integrate a number, you just tambah x, okay? And then 4 negative 1 equals to 37. Now you will gantikan, so you gantikan something here, and then gantikan minus like this, and then plus here also the same, bracket minus bracket equals to 37. Okay, okay, I think I will erase this part because I cannot. Yeah, but you can always rewind the video, so it's fine. Okay, so I think it's fine if I erase it also, because you can rewind balik. Okay, you can rewind and then just pause at the video. Okay, all right. So you will ganti, this bracket is for you to ganti 4, this bracket is for you to ganti negative 1, and then in the middle have to minus 4 times 4 16 plus 4 20, 3 times 4 12, 12 minus 2 10, negative 1 times 4 negative 4, negative 4 plus 4 0. 0, okay, 0, if atas 0, then 0 divide anything is 0 already. So that's why just write 0. For this one, when you ganti x4, you get 4k. When you ganti x negative 1, you get negative 1k, so it's negative k. And now 20 divided 10 is 2, minus 0 tak payah tulis, plus 4k minus jadi plus, so 4k plus k, 5k equals to 37, 5k equals to 35, k equals to 7. Right? So that is the answer. So k7, K7, K2, right? Let me check the answer. 7, Yep. Okay, let's continue with number 8. Right, we're already halfway already, right? So yeah, let's go. Diagram 4 shows a rectangle ABCD. So if it's a rectangle, means it will be like opposite sama panjang lah. Opposite sama panjang, and also you have to know it's like parallel. Okay, and what else? What else is the properties of rectangle? The midpoint will be the same. Okay, But that one is kalau ada guna, then only I will use the formula. Okay, so find A, the value of A. Find value of A. So how to find? Okay, let's see. Okay, this rectangle is like already second one. No, it's not. It's not standing like this. It's like second already, right? But if you look carefully here, from B to C, it's like, because here is 0 ma, and then here is 4 ma, right? So it means from here to here is how many distance? What's the distance here? It means you go pergi ke kanan 4 kotak and then you naik 12 kotak. Am I right? Because this is 1 and this one is 13. It means from 0 to 4 you go there 4 and then you naik 12. From 1 you naik 12 dapat 13. Yeah. It means it's like a translation lah. From B to C, the translation is 412. So yeah, and then from A to D, it should be the same also. It should be 412 also, right? Okay, because it has to be the same because it's a rectangle means the alpha or the alpha, I think it's alpha plus 4. After you plus 4, you should get 5 alpha. Okay, that's why. And then the plus alpha you can pindah there, jadi 4 alpha equals to 4, and then alpha equals to 1. Okay, and that's the answer. Okay, and then you get 2 marks already for this. Okay, let's erase everything. Okay, so that's all. That's the answer. Okay, but actually there's also other ways to do it lah. Okay, what's the other ways? Use gradient law. Use gradient law. It means you find the gradient of BC, you get like 13 minus 1 over 4 minus 0 and then 3. And then you find the gradient here, which is 12 minus 0 over 4 alpha, 3 alpha, 3 over alpha. Okay. Okay. Because 12 over 4, so 3 over alpha. And then you take the gradient here and the gradient here, sama dengan, because they are parallel. So 3 over alpha equals to 3 and then alpha equals to 1 also. So the answer is the same lah. The answer is the same. So see, answer same so okay also lah, can also. Alright. So up to you lah. You suka lah. You want to use which method you use lah. Okay. But it's 2 marks, so I use the faster way lah. Okay. Alright. So B, the coordinates of E when DA is extended point E. So DA is extended means I panjangkan this line. I panjangkan until E, but I don't know where is the E. But they got say the ED and ratio EA is 6:2. Means the ED is 6 portion. So E to D, where is E? Okay, it's somewhere here lah, E. And then the total is 6 portion. And then EA is 2 portion only. EA is 2 portion. And the ED is 6 portion. Means here will be 4 portion. Am I right? Means this is like longer lah. This is 4 is longer. And then the 2, this one is shorter, right? And then they want you to find coordinates of E. So coordinate of E is, I don't know, so I can just call it XY like this. But I know my coordinate of A already. My coordinate of A is 1, 0. Okay, it's alpha 0, but I know my alpha is 1 already. And then I also know my coordinate of D. It's 5 times alpha, which is 5, and then 12. So now I can use the formula we learned in coordinate geometry, which is what you do is you darab silang, right? So point E darab 4, point D darab 2 like this. And always write the point in the middle, which is point A. So it'll be point A equals to bracket line like this. Okay. Remember this because I never revised the coordinate geometry chapter with you. Okay. So this formula, you might look at this and then you think like, wow, this one you pernah ajar me this one, but actually got lah, you forgot already. Okay, so please make sure you know this okay, because in paper 1 it's very important this one. Okay, it might come out in paper 2 section A also, this one. So remember this. Okay, so the formula is like this one. You will take you will darab silang and then you will take like point E times 4, means you will take x times 4, y times 4. So you write 4x here and then you write 4y here, and then you will take D times 2. So 5 times 2, 12 times 2. So it'll be 5 times 2 here, 12 times 2 here. And if there's nothing in the middle, just write plus here. And then bawah is the ratio add together, 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2. And always write the point in between here. If you write this one salah, then the whole thing salah already. Okay, so the point A is, you have to write the point, which point equals always the point in the middle one, in between one, which is point A. Okay, and you know point A is 1, 0, right? So you can put masukkan it's 1, 0. All right, sorry. So 1, 0 equals to 4x plus 5 times 2 is 10 over 6. It's 10. And then 4y plus 24 over 6. And then you can compare side by side. X coordinate equals to x coordinate. So 4x plus 10 over 6 equals to 1. So x equals to what? -1. And then 4y plus 24 over 6 equals to 0. Because y coordinate equals to y coordinate. So y equals to what? -4, I believe. No, -6. Sorry. So now you can write down what's your coordinate E, right? Because they want to find coordinate E. So coordinate E just now is xy, and you find out your xy already. Your coordinate of E, x is -1, y is -6. Remember to write this, huh? You don't stop your answer like this. Because they want coordinate. So coordinate, you have to write like bracket, and then x coordinate, comma, y coordinate like this, right? Let me check the answer. -1, yes, correct. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Number 9. Okay, so we are almost finished already, right? So we have 15 questions. So that's like, okay, 6 more. Okay, let's continue. 9a, given that log 3, and I think the one is 7, right? Okay, 7 equals to k. And then they give you like something like 7 power 3y minus 1 equals to 21. Express y in terms of k. Okay, this is quite difficult, right? But actually it's not difficult because, okay, they give you the first info is like other log punya, but the second info is like other log punya. So what you do, you either change both supaya both pun tak ada log ataupun both pun ada log. Then only you can do, okay, then only you can find a way to combine these two equations. Then only you can find a way to do simultaneous. You know what I mean? Or you can also say do penggantian or penghapusan. I don't think penghapusan can work, okay, but you do simultaneous. It means you try to combine these two equations. But now it's very hard to combine because this one got log, but this one don't have log. So I try to make both supaya tak ada log dulu lah. How? The 7 here you can hantar ke sana, it become the log base will become the number base like this. And then this one you just stay the same lah. 3y minus 1 equals 21. And now you try to make these two things like, how to say, like combine these two info. Okay, so how to combine? Let's think about it. 7 can combine, but how? Let me think. Log 7, log 21 base 7, log 21 base 7. All right, so what you can do is, all right, you can combine these two because this is base 7 power k is 3, and then 7 power 3 1 minus 1 equals 21. Okay, 21 can jadikan dia 7 times 3, right? Am I right? And then 3 is 7 power k, right? So 7 power 3y minus 1 equals to 7 times 7 power k. And then 7 power 3y minus 1 equals to 7 power 1 plus k. And then 3y minus 1 equals to 1 plus k. And then they want y in terms of k. So y equals to 2 plus k over 3. So that is the answer. Okay, that is the answer. So you can see just now I was taking a long time to figure out like how to do this question. It's because I'm trying to think of the fastest way, the fastest way to solve this question. But actually there's I also can see another method of doing it. Okay, I can also do it like this. Because 3 equals to 7 power k ma. If 3 equals to 7 power k means 7 equals to 3 power 1 over k. Okay, yeah, you can do it like this. And then 7 power 3y minus 1 equals to 21. And how you combine these two is you make the 7 equals to 3 power 1 over k, and then power 3y minus 1 equals to 21, and then 3 power 3 over ky minus 1 over k equals to 21. But it's a bit difficult. Okay. Just do it like this. Just do it like this. Okay, no need to make things complicated. Okay. Yeah. I just thought like I think there's a lot of ways actually to do this question, right? But I think this is the fastest way, right? 2 plus k over 3. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, now let's wait. Is it k or it's k, right? Or is it, yeah, it's k. Yeah, it's k. Okay, so let's continue because the schema, right? X. Okay, I think the schema wrong lah. Okay, because there's no x here. Where got x here? Okay, I think the schema silap already. Okay, but it's okay. Okay, B. I think correct already lah. Okay, so B, 5 power, ayo, cannot see lah, bro. 5 power what? X square over 25 power x plus 1 equals to 1 or 125. Okay, so how to do? First, make sure everything same base lah. Change to same base or else very hard to do. So base 5 cannot tukar jadi any base kecil already. It's like smallest base already. But base 25, can I change to a smaller base? Yes. 25 is 5 power 2. So it becomes 5 power 2 power x plus 1. So 5 power 2x plus 2. 125 is 5 power 3. But you know, 1 over 5 power 3 actually is 5 power negative 3. So you just write 5 power negative 3 and then that's it. And then 5 power x squared equals to 5 power negative 3 times with 5 power 2x plus 2. Base sama darab, the power we plus. So what plus what? Negative 3 plus 2x plus 2. So it becomes 2x, negative 3 plus 2, negative 1. Base sudah sama, maksudnya power pun kena sama. Maksudnya x square boleh equals to 2x minus 1. Maksudnya x square minus 2x plus 1 equals 0 because it's quadratic. And then you will get two answers. The two answers is x, 1, 1 minus minus. X equals to 1. That's the answer. Right? Done. Alright? Same like this one lah. Same like this one just now. You see, base sama already 7, 7. So you can take the power and equal. Same here lah. Base sama already, so you can take the power equal. Alright? Okay, let me check with the schema. X equals to 1. Yep, betul lah. Alright. Okay, let's go. Number 10. Diagram 5 shows a semicircle, means it's a 180 degree here. Okay, 180 degree here. But I don't want to write it lah because it's okay. Like later, it's like very hard to, okay, because got the line blocking here. Okay, so I will not write it. So 180 degree, but in radian is a pi, right? Pi, because one circle is 2 pi ma, in radian lah. So half circle is pi. Okay, and then radius 10 cm, so 10, 10. Here also 10 because all this is radius. And can you see this is an isosceles triangle? So if it's isosceles, what do you think is the angle here? Alpha lah. Also same lah. Okay, and what do you think the angle here? It'll be 180 minus this lah, but I don't know, right, this one, but it's okay for now. This you just, for now, it's already good enough already. You have all this labeling, and then A, they want you to find length of arc BC in terms of alpha. Oh, in terms of alpha, so easy lah. If you want to find in terms of alpha, it means you don't have to find the alpha. You know what I mean? Because if you want to find in terms of alpha, means you don't have to find the alpha, because the answer, they want the answer to have alpha. So you don't have to like confuse how to find alpha. You don't have to. You don't have to. So let me highlight it for you. This is the arc they want to find, arc BC. Okay, but in terms of alpha, so what formula you will use? S equals r theta lah. S equals r theta, and then the r is 10. The theta is don't know, is here. But how to find here? I told you already ma. 180 minus alpha minus alpha. So no, cannot take 180 lah, because alpha is in radian. Okay, so you cannot say 180 minus alpha, cannot. You have to say pi minus alpha, because alpha is in radian. Mana boleh like degree tolak radian, mesti radian tolak balik radian. So 180 in radian is pi, so you will write pi minus 2 alpha here. So you will write pi minus 2 alpha. And I believe they never say like pi, they want you to use 3.142 anything. So just leave it like that lah, right? So the answer, I think you can darab masuk lah if you want 10 pi minus 20 alpha cm. Okay, so this is the answer lah. All right, because they want in terms of alpha ma. Okay, so that's the answer. It's quite easy, right? Okay, B. It is given that the length of arc AB. Okay, I should really, how to say, highlight it. Okay, because I need to know which line they're talking about. So let's highlight using yellow color. So length of arc AB, where is it? Arc AB, arc. So this is the arc. Is equal. Ayo, equal lah. Equal means sama dengan the radius of semicircle. Huh? 10 here. Is that what they meant? Let's read again. The length of arc AB, okay, this one, equal to the radius. So the radius of semicircle is 10, right? Means the length of arc is 10, right? So I think you would use S equals r theta, and for the S, you will put 10 later. But let's keep reading first. State the value of theta in radian, hence find the area of shaded region. Oh, hold on. Too many things already. They want you to find theta and then find area. This one, leave it first. The area, that one later lah. First, state the value of theta first. Okay, you already know you will use the S equals r theta formula, and the S is 10, the radius also 10, and then the theta is this theta lah, because we're talking about this arc ma. Okay, not the other side. You're talking about arc AB. So for the theta they want to find, right? The theta 1. Alamak, so easy this one. In radian ma. Okay, memang it come out in radian already one because you use this formula, then the theta automatic when you come out is in radian already. So it's not 1 degree, it's 1 radian. So that's the answer lah. Alamak, that's so easy. So the theta here is 1 radian. But then they say find the area of shaded region. How to do area of shaded region? You have to take something minus something. Oh, actually, you can also use the area of segment formula, right? Because this is a segment. So some student, they will say something like, oh, just use 1/2 r square theta minus sine theta. Can. This one can. Okay, betul. Alright. But I will do, okay, I'll show you the, how to say, the lambat sikit punya method. Tapi jawapan sama lah. Okay, but I will show you later so you understand better, like so you can understand better like what I meant lah. Okay, I'll explain it. You will understand later. So let's highlight it. This is what you do. You will take the red color one, area of sector. This is area of sector minus the area of triangle. Okay, minus the area of triangle, which is the blue one, like this, like this, like this. Okay, this one, the yellow one, don't need already. Okay, so how to find area of sector? Use the formula lah. Okay, formula. Okay, so area of sector for the red one, it will be like 1/2 r squared theta. And then for area of triangle, you can use 1/2 AB sine C. This formula you learn in solution of triangle already. Okay, so let's write down 1/2 r squared theta. So if you're finding the red one, which is the sector, then you will take 10 as your radius, and then the theta you have to make sure it's in radian. But how much is this? Hey, you already know the other side is 1 radian, so this will be 2.142. Okay, if you don't know if you don't know how I get 2.142, it's because the whole thing is 180 degree so in radian is pi lah, and they say pi, they want you to use 3.142, so 3.142 minus 1 is 2.142 lah. 2.142 radian and then minus with the area of triangle, because this is not a right angle triangle, so you cannot use like 1/2 times base times height. It will be very difficult. You just use the 1/2 AB sine C, and the A and B will be 10, and then the sine C will be 2.142. But make sure the angle is in degree. Means you have to convert the 2.142 to degree first. So let's convert 2.142 times 180 over pi. So you use your calculator to help you. 2.142 times 180 divided 3.142. 122 degree 43 minutes. 122 degree 43 minutes. So you write down here. Okay, you write down here. Okay, I need more space actually. Not enough space. So area of shaded region equals to 1/2 r squared theta, right? So it's 10 square, and then the theta is 2.142 just now, and then minus with the area of the blue one, the blue triangle, to get the area of segment, right? So 1/2 AB sine C, which is 10 times 10 times sine, the included angle is 122 degree 43 minutes, right? So let's use my calculator here. 50 times 2.142, 107.1 minus, and then 50 times sine 122 degree 43 minutes. So it's 42.067. Oh, no need to write so many. 42.07 lah. But I will tekan 107.1 minus answer. Okay. So I'll use the answer button to get a more accurate. So 65.03. So the answer is 65.03 cm square. All right, that's how you do it. I want to tambah a little bit because just now I got mentioned that you can use this formula, right? Yeah, why? Because if you look carefully, this is a segment. That's why you can use the area of segment formula. Okay, so you do what? 1/2 10 square theta minus sine theta, but you make sure the theta here is the angle here in radian, and you make sure the theta in the back here is angle in degree. So you write what here, theta? You write 2.142, and then for the back you write in degree 122 degree 43 minutes. If you tekan this in your calculator, you will get 65.03. You will get this also. Okay, but this method is faster lah. Okay, but the one I do now is like I do it separately lah. Area of sector minus area of triangle. Okay, but if you tekan this, you will get the same one. Believe me. Okay, so boleh boleh juga. Okay, let's go to number 11. Okay, this question very blurry, very blur the image. So okay, it's okay. Let's see. Diagram 6 shows factory plan area in Banting, Selangor. Okay, nothing. This one useless. Okay, nothing much. Okay, here trapezium PQRS is area of PAD4. Okay, highlight it lah. Where is it? PQRS. So this area, this area, this area, and this area. So this trapezium is the area for PAD4. 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 Okay. PAD4. Given that the distance of PS is 600 meter. PS 600 meters. All right. TS is 150 meter. TS, ayo, like that. Just erase the 600 and then write 150 meter for here. And then here is 450 meter lah. Okay. And the whole thing is 600 meter lah. Okay. And then what? QR is 900. Wow, QR is 900. So 900 like this. And then PQ is 400. PQ is 400 meter. PQ, okay, here, this one. So 400 meter. Okay. Okay, so that's all the info they give you. And then suddenly they talk about vector. By using this one vector, you know it's vector already. To represent 50 meter in direction PS. Okay, which one is direction PS? This one, right? This one is direction PS, right? So they use for direction PS. So V to represent what? 50 meter in direction PS. It means 1V is 50 meters. Okay, 1V is, sorry. Wait, okay. So 1V is 50 meters. Okay, 50 meters. So if it's 600 meter, then how many V? It will be 600 divided by 50, right? What about the TS here? So in direction PS, so you have the arrow should be pointing like this down because PS like this. And if 1V is 50 meter, then 150 meter will be 3V lah. Okay. So I will actually erase the 150 and write what? I will write 3V. And please the arrow has to point down. This one, the 450 also, you will erase and write what? Okay, 1V is 50 meter. So you just take 450 meter, divide 50, you will get 9. Okay. All right. So 450. Okay. And then the whole thing is 12V lah. Okay, the whole thing is 12V. Whole thing is 12V in vector, okay, which is 600 meter. Okay. Okay, and then what? U to represent 100 meter in PQ. So U represents 100 meter, but in direction PQ. In direction PQ. Where is direction PQ? PQ is like this. No. PQ is like this lah. Okay. And the arrow has to point to Q, you know. It has to be like this because P to Q. And then it's like 100 meter, U to represent 100 meter. So it's 400 meters. So it's 4U lah. Here is 4U. Okay. Like P to Q is 4U. And then what else? Express in terms of V and U for vector PR. They want you to find vector PR. So how to find vector PR? So I will do here A, they want you to find vector PR. Okay, P is here, R is here. So how to do? You can take PS plus SR. Okay, you can also take PQ plus QR. But I have PQ, but can I find QR? Yes, actually. Okay, remember just now they got say use V to represent 50 meter in direction of PS, but you have to know PS and QR is parallel because this is a trapezium. So if they're parallel, it means they have the same direction. It means this one, you can also change it to V. But how many V? You take 900 divided 50. Okay, 900 divided 50. So it's 18V. Okay, 18V. 900 meter is 18V. Because they say use V to represent 50 meter in this direction. But you know QR and PS, they are facing the same direction. That's why even though this QR is not on the PS line, but since they are parallel, that's why you can also use V to represent. Okay, so you take 900 divided 50, you get like 18V. Okay, so now you can finally find PR. PQ plus QR, right? Okay, what's PQ? For you, for you. QR 18V. Done already. That's all. So easy, right? Okay. B. Point X is located in the area PAD4 such that TX is MPQ. So there's nothing I can do here. There's nothing I can label here, but they got give you TX is MPQ means if the soalan later asks you to write in terms of M, then you have to use this info no matter what. If they say in terms of M, or they ask you to find value of M or whatever related to M, you have to use this info. And then they say express TX in terms of M and U. So you cannot simply take like TA plus AX or whatever. You have to follow this info because they want in terms of M. So this info is TX equals to MPQ. So just masukkan saja because this is TX mah. And then you want to find TX and this is all TX, so just salin saja MPQ. And then for the PQ, I believe you can masukkan one because PQ is 4U. So when you masukkan 4U, you get 4MU. That's the answer already because in terms of M, done. So easy, okay? Okay, last question, finally, number 2. If point PX and R are collinear, the moment you see the word collinear, this is when you use the black method, what is it called? Black box method. Do you remember in class, that's how I call it, the black box method, okay? In Chinese class, I also do the same one, okay? I use the black marker to do it, okay? Like I got two methods, one is the blue marker, one is the black marker method, okay? So whenever you see parallel collinear, then you use the black method, okay? But how to use the black method is you have to, if two vectors are parallel, then you can use the black method, okay? And the black method is just take coefficient bahagi coefficient sama dengan coefficient bahagi coefficient. But you need two vectors first, two pair of vectors that are parallel. So they say Px and R are collinear. So let's go to my diagram here. So P, X, and R, and the X is like somewhere in between. I don't know, like just Jinjai put any point here. And then you have to have any two vectors. It can be PX and PR, it can be PR and XR, it can be RP, whatever. I just need two vectors from this line, okay? But of course, I will take PR one because PR free for me already. I have already. PR is 4U plus 18V. But I need another vectors. So I already take PR. The second one I can take PX, or I can also take XR. So what do you think? Which one do you think I will take? If I take XR, I don't have any like information to help me lah. Okay, but if you do PX, it's easy to find, because remember just now you know the TX is 4MU. How I know that I have to find PX? Because when I do vector, I know I will always use the answer before. So when I do B, when I do B question 2, means I will either use the B question 1 punya info or A punya info. And since I already know the PR I take from A already, means the other info will definitely use the info here. You faham maksud saya? I repeat again. When I do B, I will tengok A. When I do B question 2, I'll look at A and B question 1. So I know from A, I have my PR, and which is matched lah because they say PXR coordinate. And for the other info, I will take from here, which is this one. But this one is TX. It's not like XR or whatever. But what I can do is, if you look here, I can find PX, and then I just take PT plus TX lah, and the TX I masuk this one lah. All right. So that's how I know I can do it like this. So PX is PT plus TX. And let's tengok balik what's the PT. The PT is 9V, right? 9V. And then the TX will be 4MU. Okay. And how I know I can do it like this? Okay, what if you use like you find XR? Then it's hard to find because XR you don't have here, you don't have here, you don't have here. Okay, it's very hard to find XR. But it's very easy to find PX because you have TX. You just have another missing line, which is PT. So PT plus TX like that. All right, but please make sure you susun first. So 4MU plus 9V. And now you can use the black box method. Okay, what's the black method? You have PR and PX, and you know they are parallel. You know they are collinear because they just said that it's collinear. So you know it's collinear. So you can take coefficient of U, bulatkan, coefficient of V, and then bahagi. It's up to you. You want to take atas bagi bawah, bawah bagi atas, you suka. So let's say I take bawah bagi atas, 4M over 4 equals to 9 over 18. 4 potong, M equals to 1 over 2. That's it. But so if the soalan says find value of M, then done already. You siap already. But they say find distance of TX. Okay. So maybe you will say like, hey, Junhao, I think you salah already lah, because they never ask to find M, they ask to find distance of dx. Hey, listen, if you never find the value of M, you cannot find the distance of dx also. That's just how Addmaths question works. You don't care about what they want to find. You always, whenever I see this thing, you just find it. Like whatever, when I see parallel collinear in vectors, I don't care about what they want one. Because I know for sure I need to do this step already. So if you don't know the M, you will never know the distance of dx. All right? Because look at distance of dx. Where is dx? Isn't it here, dx? Alamak. What happened? Okay, this is dx is here, right? And you know dx is 4mu, right? So if you want to find the distance, isn't it you are finding the magnitude of dx? And can you see magnitude of dx? Dx is 4mu, right? So dx is 4mu, and the m you already know is 1/2. So it's 2u lah. It means you are finding the magnitude of 2u, okay? And do you remember the 2? Okay, the 2 can take it out first. And do you remember the magnitude of u just now? They say u represent how much? 100 meter, right? So yeah, 2 times 100, 200 meter. Okay. So if you never do this step, if you don't do this step, and then you straight away find distance of dx, boleh cari ke during exam? Tak boleh lah. You will just sit there, and then you wonder like, hey, why cannot do one? Not enough info. How to do? You struggle with the question. That is why you don't focus too much on what they want. Just focus on what you can find. Just find whatever you can find, and then you can do it. Okay, even though they never ask, also just find it. Okay, like for example, parallel collinear, you know you can do something like this, then just do it lah. Just do it. So the answer is 200 and 4u plus 18v. Okay, let me check with the schema. Did I do it correctly? Yes. Okay, let's go. Number 12. So we are almost there. We are almost finished. So let's go. Number 12. A jar contains 2 types of marble. We have red marble, blue marble with a ratio 5:9. Okay, so how to explain this? 5:9. It means what is the probability of getting red marble? 5/14 lah, am I right? And what's the probability of getting blue marble? 9/14 lah. Okay, 9/14. Okay, because 5 plus 9 is 14. And then 8 marbles are taken out randomly one by one replacement. Okay, find the probability that exactly 4. Okay, this one is probability distribution for sure. Confirm. For 5, probability distribution. Taburan kebarangkalian. And this is normal distribution or binomial distribution? This is binomial distribution. Means this one you have to use the formula one, the pxx, the ncx, p power x, q power n minus x, the formula lah. Okay, and the n will be 8 because they say 8 marble is taken out, right? So what are the possibility? You know, maybe all the 8 you take out are all red. Is it possible? It's possible, okay? Because this 5 is just a ratio, you know, so you never know the actual number of red marble inside. You know, it could be like 10 red marble and then 18 blue marble. So you don't know. It means it's possible that all 8 marbles taken out is all red, or maybe all taken out is blue, or maybe like 5 red, 3 blue, or maybe like 7 red, 1 blue. These are all the possibilities. Okay, so 8 marbles are taken out randomly one by one replacement, and so n equals to 8. And then the p and q you have to know also, but for now I don't know yet because I already said if you want to know the p, you have to always look at the baris, the last baris, 最后一行, the last baris. Okay, so I accidentally speak Chinese. Okay, so the last baris lah, the last baris. Okay, 最后一行 means like last baris. Okay, so find probably that exactly 4 blue marbles are selected. Means for this experiment to be considered success, you have to get a blue marble. Means when you take out 8 marble, there is a possibility, you list down all the possible, there's a possibility where it's like 0 success. Means 8 times 8 times also you fail. 8 times you never get 1 blue also. Means you fail lah, you fail all the way. You never get, means you get 0 blue. Or maybe like 1 success, means only 1 blue. Or maybe 2 success, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 8 also you get blue lah. Okay, is the probability is very low lah, very small chance lah, but it's still one of the possibility. Okay, means your p will be probability of blue 9/14, and q will be probability of red 5/14. Okay, because blue is considered the probability of success. Okay, and now you look at what they want. Exactly 4 means you will only do px equals to 4. That's it. They never say less than 4. They never say more than 4 or at least or at most. They just say exactly 4. Just do px equal 4. 8c4 bracket bracket 9 over 14, 5 over 14, power 4, power 5. This one is 5 over 14. Sorry. Okay, just tekan the whole thing. 8c4 times with bracket 9 over 14, close bracket, power 4, and then times with, okay, times with bracket 5 over 14 and close bracket, power 5. All right, I got my answer is like 0.06946. Okay, so I usually like to write 4 significant figures, right? So that's what I got. Done already. Okay, so this is A. What about B? Find the probability that more than 3 red marbles are selected. Yo, now is not blue success anymore. It's red baru kira success. So your N is still 8, but your P is not 9 over 14 anymore. Okay, it becomes 5 over 14 already because now it's like red consider success. Because you want to know what is P, you always look at the last baris. So okay, I speak Chinese again. Okay, so the last baris. Okay, so the last baris for this question is red. So the probability of success will be red 5 over 14. This will be 9 over 14. Okay, means your X it might be 0 success, which is 0 red, or maybe 1 success, 1 red, or 2 red, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then what you do is more than 3, so px bigger than 3. Okay, before I continue, there's actually another way to do it, and I teach this method in class, which is if you malas want to tukar the p and q, you can also do what? You can also do something like, because this is for blue success. Okay, and if there is 0 blue, means there will be 8 red, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and the red. And what you do is you bulat atas more than 3 so it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you will know you have to find px equals 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, all right, if you don't understand what I'm talking about now, it's fine also. Okay, it's fine also, because what I'm doing is what I'm telling you now is the other method. But for this other method, you will not switch the p and q. The p is still stay 9 over 14, the q is still stay 5 over 14, but you will find the px equals 0 plus px equals 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, for this question. But yeah lah, can work also lah. Okay, but since I do it like this already, so I'll just do it like this. So px bigger than 3, so you take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, but if you want to do it like this, then you have to switch the p and q lah. Okay, but there's a problem here, because px bigger than 3 means you have to take here until here, right? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and also one thing, always write the possible value of x. I know students don't like to write this one. If you don't write this, you always it's easy to make mistake one, because sometimes you will forget the 0 or whatever. Okay, so always write this. But I will do it a little bit differently. Okay, I will not do px bigger than 3. I will take 1 minus. Okay, I will take 1 minus. So what I will do is I will take 1 minus px equals 0, px equals 1. Ayo, so many lah. PS2, PS3, so malas. Okay, so many. Okay, so 1 minus this one minus this one, right? Because you take 1 minus 0, 1, 2, 3, then you get the rest, the balance. Okay. Okay, so let's go. So I think I will do here, because it will take a lot of space. So px equals 0 will be what? So it will be 8c0. 8c0. And remember the p now is 5 over 14 power 0, and then 9 over 14 power 8. Minus with px equals 1 will be 8c1 bracket bracket. Here is 5 over 14. Here is 9 over 14. Here is power 1, power 7. Minus px equals 2 will be 8c2 bracket bracket. 5 over 14, 9 over 14. This one is 2 power 6. And then the last one is 8c3 bracket bracket. 5 over 14, 9 over 14, power 3, power 5. So you get 1 minus something, and then minus something, minus something, minus something, right? So what you get here, no need to tekan 8c0 and the power 0 lah, because it's 1. So just tekan 9 over 14 power 8. 0.02917. Okay, the next one. 8c1 times bracket 5 over 14 close bracket times bracket 9 over 14 close bracket power 7. 0.1296. Let's go. And then, okay,
8C2 times bracket 5 over 14 power 2. Okay, total and then times 9 over 14 power 6. All right, you get 0.2520721 2521. I hope you got tekan sama-sama with me lah. Okay, 8C3 times bracket 5 over 14 close bracket power 3 times big bracket 14 close bracket power 5. 0.2801. Finally, 1 minus 0.02917 minus 0.1296 minus 0.2521 minus answer 0.3090. That is the answer. Okay, but betul ke jawapan dia? Let me check. 606946 0. Alamak, why different ah? Why is different? Okay, this one same lah, but why A is wrong ah? Okay, the A answer is different ah. Why ah? Rate. Okay, the schema says this one betul already, but this one's the A I think about it. 4 blue marbles ma. 4 blue, so 9 over 14. 5 over 14. Alamak, this one power 4 lah. Yeah, really. This one power 4. Because 8 minus 4 is 4 ma. I write power 5. Okay, maybe that's why it's salah. Okay, sorry. Careless mistake. Okay, careless mistake. So I will erase it and I'll take it again. 8 C4 times with big bracket bracket 9 over 14 close bracket power 4 times with 5 over 14 close bracket. Okay, it's 1945 0.1945. Okay, yeah, that's the perfect. Yeah, let me check again. Okay, yeah, betul dah. Alright, so I made a mistake here. I should write power 4, but I write power 5 here, and yeah, that's why it's wrong. But the B betul already. Okay, yep. So let's go to number 13. Okay, number 13 is section B. In paper 1, section B, you will only answer 2 questions from this section, but they will give you 3, I believe. Okay, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, and you only choose how many? You only choose 2 questions from this section. Okay, means you can pilih lah. Okay, so but I will do all of it. Okay, I will do all of it. All right, and I recommend you also when you study, you do all of it also because you are revising ma. Okay, but of course in exam you don't do all of it lah. If you have time, then you do all of it lah. But in the exam you choose one. Okay, you choose, and then if you have extra time, then only you do the other one. But when you exercise, when you are trying to revise, you're trying to improve, you're trying to get better, then you should do as much as like do the whole thing like just do. Right? Like buat semana yang mampu. Okay, buat sebanyak mungkin lah. Okay, buat semana yang mampu. Okay, 13. Diagram 7, this one is circular measure lah. It's like so obvious. Okay, it's circular measure. Okay, once you can tell the chapters, then you are in a very good position already because you know what formula to use. Is it circular measure? Okay, let's see. Diagram 7 shows a part of mural painted outside the computer room. So this is like a mural, like you see those like in the school, you see like people like conteng the like lukis at the wall. So this is like one of the conteng, okay, and it's painted outside the Makmal computer, okay, but it's nothing useful up there, so I will just skip it. Okay, now this one is important already. Radius of the smaller sector is 10. So this, can you see this is like a circle, it's like a sector, right? And the radius here is 10, you know. Here should be 10 also, okay? So the radius of the smallest sector is 10, okay? And then the arc length is increased by pi successively. Oh, like that. The arc length increased by pi. So it's a progression question. It's a progression question. It's a combination, it's like circular measure and progression combined together. Okay, and then they say given that the radius of n sector 18.4. Wow, like that. Okay, very challenging, right? But actually, okay, the radius is 10 cm, right? The radius is 10 cm. But then they say the arc length increased by pi successively. So actually we can form a progression for the arc length. So for the first arc, for this arc, it will be
Okay, okay. How can I do this? All right. Okay, let's highlight it. For this arc, you can find using the formula S equals to R theta. And the R will be 10, right? Because that's the smallest one. So it will be 10. And for the theta, it will be like here to here lah, the angle. Okay, the here to here the angle. But how to find the angle here? They could give you here pi over 3 radian. Pi over 3 radian is here. So can I find this angle here? Can lah. You take 2 pi minus, okay, minus pi over 3 lah. Because one circle is 360 degree. 360 degree in radian is 2 pi. So minus pi over 3, you get like, I don't know, just 5 over 3. Yeah, 5 over 3 pi radian. So 5 over 3 pi radian. Okay, means I will take 5 over 3 pi here. Means you'll get like 50 over 3 pi. Means the blue color the arc length, the blue color arc length is 50 over 3 pi. But what about the second one? The second one. It won't be the same already because it's like increased already. The radius increased already lah. The angle never increased. The angle still is 5 over 3 pi, but the radius is not 10 already because you see that it's like 10 and then like longer already. But I don't know how much, but they got say that the arc length increased by pi cm successively. It means that you will plus pi lah. So when you plus pi, you get what's 50? It means you get 50 over 3 pi plus pi lah, right? So what's 50 over 3 pi plus pi? 53 over 3 pi lah. Yeah lah, 53 over 3 pi. And then the next one will be 53 over 3 pi plus pi, which is 56 over 3 pi. Okay, and so on lah, until the biggest one. Okay, so the A is 50 over 3 pi, and then this is an arithmetic. Okay, because every time you plus pi, plus pi, plus pi, plus pi, right? So the it's an arithmetic and the D is pi because every time you plus pi. Okay, and if you're not sure, you just take this one minus this one. Okay, you will really get pi one. Okay, if you try it, you get pi. I also takut. Yeah. All right. And then what else? The radius of the end sector is 18.4. So there is one sector lah. Okay, that the radius is 18.4, but I don't know which one. So what I can do is I use the S equals R theta formula to find out the arc length for this radius. So 18.4 times with theta. I already told you the theta never change. For all the arc, the theta, the angle is all the same. So you just tekan 18.4 times the 5 over 3 pi. But don't tekan the pi lah. Okay, because for your progression, you leave the pi there. So times 5 divided 3 is 92 over 3 pi. It means one day, this value will reach 92 over 3 pi. Okay, because it's like 50 over 3 pi, that's the first arc length, second arc length, third arc length, until like it keeps going, it keeps increasing. But I know the Tn, one day it will be 92 over 3 pi. Okay, because they say the radius of n sector is 18.4, and I use the radius to find the arc length is 92 over 3 pi. And then they say find the length of arc of n sector. This one lah. This one. So how I just, how to say, I just copy this there lah. Okay, so S equals to R theta, and then like equals to 18.4 times 5 over 3 pi, then 92 over 3 pi cm. This one is the length of arc of the n sector lah, in terms of pi. So this one this is the length of arc lah. And then they say find the value of n. So Tn equals to 92 over 3 pi. And then what's the formula for Tn? Tn a plus n minus 1d. So the a is 50 over 3 pi. And then plus n minus 1. And I don't know, but it's okay. You can find later. The d is pi. Goes to 92 over 3 pi. Okay, now you just pindah, and then you solve for n. Actually, you can divide everything by pi. You can just potong the pi at every place because it's like bahagi pi, so everything hilang already. So just left with n minus 1 equals to 92 over 3 minus 50 over 3. So n equals to 92 over 3 minus 50 over 3 is 14. And then 14 plus 1 is 15. That's it. That's the answer. So what they want, length of arc of n sector. So the length of arc, So uh, arc length equals to, what is it just now? 92/3 pi cm. And then comma, and then find value of n also at 15. Done already lah. Siap already lah. So easy. B, calculate the total length of arc. Total length of arcs. It means you will find the arc length, but they want the total length of arc. So you will take this length plus this length plus this length plus means you will take 50/3 pi plus 53/3 pi plus 50/3 pi plus until the end. Okay, but you will plus until how much? Okay, let's keep reading. Calculate the total length of arc and a straight line in the mirror if 25 arcs are drawn in the mirror. So there's 25 means you find the S25. You found, because it means there's 25 arcs. So you do the S25. Okay, but actually if you do S25, it's still not the answer yet, because they say calculate the total length of arcs and also you have to add with the straight line in the mirror. And I'm not sure what they meant by this, but I think it's like maybe like 1 and then 2 and then 3, 4, 5 until 25 and then plus with these two lines, I think. Maybe lah. I think it's this line and this line. But we will worry about that later. Let's do the S25 first. So SN formula, okay, let's zoom out. The SN formula is n/2, okay, n/2 big bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. And then for the 2a, the the n/2, it will be 25/2 lah. And then big bracket 2a plus n minus 1 is 24, and then the a you masuk 50/3 pi. Okay, and then for the d you masuk pi here. Okay, now let's zoom back in and then solve this. So how you want to do this? First is like you will solve whatever inside first, but they got say pi use 3.142, right? So I just tekan the whole thing. So just tekan 2 times 50 times 3.142 divide 3, and then answer plus 24 times 3.142. So it's like 180.1413, and then times 25 divide 2. So it's like 2251.766. Right, 4 lah. 12766 cm lah. cm. Okay, and but this one is just the total length of arcs, but they still want to find the straight line, tambah dengan the straight line in the mirror, right? So I think what they meant by the straight line is this line, so I will erase it. Okay, because what you do is you tambah this line and then this line, and all the got 25 arc, and you already do it. And I think the two line, what they want is here and here. But how to find this line and this line? Okay, I know the radius of the smaller sector is 10, right? So if I can somehow find the radius for 25, the radius of the 25th sector, you know what I mean? The radius for the 25th sector, and then I minus with 10, it means I'll get here lah, and then I times 2 lah, because there's 2 here. Okay, so I need to find the radius for the 25th sector. Okay, I mean the biggest one, and then I minus 10, and then I times 2. Okay, but how to find the radius of the 25th sector? First, you need to find the arc length for the 25th sector first, because the arc length, this is the progression is for the arc length. So you find T25 first. Okay, let's go. You find the T25 first, right? So T25, and the formula for Tn is a plus n minus 1d. So it will be a plus n minus 1 is 24, and then d. And then the a will be masuk what? You masuk 50/3 pi. And then d is pi. So, and then the pi, they say use 3.142, so just tekan lah. So 50 divide 3 times 3.142 plus 24 times 3.142. You get like 127.7747. Okay, but this is the arc length for the 25th sector, but you need the radius. So the radius will be what? So this is the arc length, the 25th arc length. So you use the S equals R theta formula, and the arc length is 127.7747. The radius is don't know, but the theta is 5/3 pi. Is it? Yes. And then you can find the R already.
And the R you find here is the radius for the biggest sector, like the 25th one. So you just tekan answer, divide a bracket 5 times 3.142 divide 3. Okay, please remember put bracket. Okay, 24.4 cm. It means the radius for the largest circle is 24. Yeah. The radius for the largest one, the biggest one is 24.4. But remember, you have to minus 10 times 2. Minus 10 because the line here does not include here, and then times 2 because got 2 line. All right. So what I will do is I will say, okay, let's see what they want. Total length, right? So I will just write total length. So it will be 2251.7667 plus with the 24.4. I have to minus 10 first, and then after minus 10 I have to times 2. Okay, so times 2 like this. All right, so 2251.7667 plus, okay, minus 10 and then times, so 28.8, then answer plus with 2251.7667. So you should get 2280.5667, right? Okay, let's check the answer and see. 80, yeah, betul. Okay, but the schema right 57, okay, like 0.57. But I always write, like, if you try to be safe, you write like 4 decimal place. Okay, I will always write 4 decimal place or 4 significant figures. Okay. Yep. What about A? Did I click correctly? 92 over 3 pi 15. Yes. Betul. Okay, almost finished already. Finally, we are at question 14. So we have 2 more questions, and then we can how to say, I can rest already. Hey, let's go. 14. Given a circle with center C, okay, the circle has center, but they never give diagram. Then we draw our own diagram. We'll draw our own diagram. Okay, I don't draw here because later I have to write working, right? We draw here. Okay, like that. And then center is P7. CP7. Okay. Passes through point A for so A is like on the circle, but I don't know. But I know that it's on the circle, it's on the circumference because the circle passes through this point, right? And this is a point A. Are you so ugly? So point A for -2. Okay, and then the equation of the tangent to the circle at A is tangent. So it means there's tangent means it will only passes through the circle at one point only, passes through at A only, and the equation is x equals 3y plus 10, right? So x equals 3y plus 10 is the equation of tangent. A, they say find value of P, so find value of this. Okay, first thing first is, if they give me equation, I automatic will change to y equals mx plus c. I will automatic change to linear form, okay? And then I will look at the gradient and the y-intercept. I will get the gradient and y-intercept right away, okay? So how to change? 3y plus 10 equals to x, 3y equals to x minus 10, y equals to 1 over 3x minus 10 over 3. But I know students will ask this one. They will always say like, hey, Chunhao, they want to find P. Why you go and find the gradient? Why you go and, it has no relation? Listen, I told you already just now. When you do MS question, you don't care about what they want. When you focus too much on what they want, you cannot do one in exam, confirm one. You always do whatever you can find. Don't focus on what they want, focus on what you can get. Just get whatever you can, and then eventually you will get to the final answer. All right. If you don't do this, you will never see how to, like, you can never, how to say, you jalan satu langkah, you will nampak satu langkah. Instead of trying to skip all the langkah and then try to go to the final step, it's impossible. When you do MS, you always have to walk one step and then step by step. Okay, even though that's not what they want, but believe me, you need to do this to get P. Okay, believe me, right? So now you change the linear form, you know that the gradient is 1 over 3, the y-intercept is -10 over 3. So now the gradient of this line is 1 over 3. So how to find P now? Center tarik ke tangent berapa dia punya angle? 90 degree, right? So if the gradient of this line tangent is 1 over 3, what is the gradient of this line?
-3, right? Because you just terbalikkan and tukar tanda. 1/3 jadi 3 and then tukar tanda jadi negative. It means gradient of AC is -3. And what is the formula? Y minus y, x minus x. So 7 minus -2 over p minus 4. All right. 7 plus 2 is 9. And then -3p plus 12. And then 3p equals to 3p equals to 1. Right. That's the answer. Right. But students cannot do this question. Why? Simple. It's because they never do this. So they will never know. Means they will stuck, right? They cannot think like, oh, how to do, how to find value of p. Okay. But sometimes you just have to ignore what they ask you to find and just find whatever you can. Whatever you can, just find it. And then eventually you will get to the final answer. Okay, B, find the equation of circle. I don't know if you remember I say this. If you, for equation of circle, it will look like this one. It has to be x squared plus y squared plus something x and then something y and then plus a number equals to 0 one. And there will be like maybe like 2x squared or 7x, 5y. But the format is like this one for equation of circle. And there's only one way to do it. You have to use the distance formula. Okay, just like in locus. So what you do is, you know the p is 1 already. So you just erase this and you write 1, 7. And then you find the radius of the circle by using the distance formula. Okay, the distance formula, which is square root bracket square plus bracket square. And then the distance will be x minus x here, and then y minus y. So it will be 4 minus 1, -2 minus 7. So 4 minus 1, x minus x, y minus y, -2 minus 7. So you get a distance like this. It's like 9 plus 81. So it's square root 90. Am I right? -9 squared. Yeah. And then you know the radius is square root 90 ma. But now you want the equation of circle ma. So the equation of circle, because it means you will let the point xy, because that is the point moving around the circle, right? Xy, and then you can call it point x lah. Okay, you can call it point x or whatever point also can. And then you will write like distance of x c is always square root 90. And then you will use the square root formula, the distance formula again, but this time you will muscle x minus x1, you muscle x minus 1, y minus 7, x minus 1, y minus 7 like this. And if you keep doing like this, you will get the equation of circle. Okay, so actually this is under locus lah. Okay, this is under locus, and you have to know if they want to find the equation of circle, this is how you do it, right? You need to take the square root and bracket square, and there will be for sure a point where it's like xy1, means you don't know the point, and then equals the radius. Okay, but for this question I don't know the radius yet. That's why I do the radius first, then only I go into this, right? Okay, let's go. X minus 1, okay, square root and square root can just potong on both sides, because you square both sides, then the square root hilang already. So the square root hilang, just tinggal with x square minus 2x plus 1 plus y square minus 14x plus 49 equals to 90. So it should be x square plus y square. X dengan x boleh buat, no, this is y actually. So x dia just seorang saja. And then y pun dia seorang saja. And then 49 minus 90 is negative something. Wait, there's a 1 here. So 1 plus 49 is 50. 50 minus 90 is -40. So that is the equation of circle. This is the answer. Right, this is the answer. Okay. Okay, let's go to C, and then done already. And then we can go to the last question already. So area of triangle OAC where O is the origin. So if you want to find area, you use the 1/2 modulus and then blah blah blah. Okay, because this is coordinate geometry ma. Okay, but you need to have OAC punya coordinate lah. Do I have O punya coordinate? Yeah lah, because O is origin ma, takkan tak tahu 0, 0. And do I have the A punya coordinate? Yes, also because A is 4, -2, right lah, 4, -2. And then do I have C punya coordinate? C, P7, 1, 7, right? Because you know P is 1, so 1, 7, so you have also, so you have all the coordinate, so you can use the formula. But remember, before you close the modulus, you have to always repeat the first one, which is 0, 0. So it will be 1/2, and always start like darab silang, and always like this, not 0 times 4 first. Okay, 0 times -2 first. But 0 times -2 is 0, so tak payah tulis, and then plus 4 times 7, 28, and then plus 1 times 0, 0 tak payah tulis, and then minus, because change direction. 0 minus 4, 0 minus. Tak payah tulis 0 times 4, 0, 0 minus -2 times 1, -2 minus 7 times 0, 0, 0 tak payah tulis. So just erase this and close the Close the modulus, and then you get 1 over 2 modulus 30. And what is modulus 30? 30 lah, so 15 units square, right? So I think it's unit, yeah, because they never mention like cm or whatever. So yeah, so let me check the answer and see. E1 15, all right, x square, y square, -2, -14, -14. Total, yes. Okay, finally we are at the last question. All right, so let's finish this and then we are done with this video, and I will do another video for MRSM paper 1, and then that's it. That's all I will do, right, for the videos. For paper 2, you do it by yourself, all right? But if you want me to check, you can always WhatsApp me or WeChat me, or okay, just if you're not sure, just send a picture of your working to me. I'll tell, yeah, I'll teach that way, all right? Yep. All right, let's look at number 15 here. So N wants to build a closed cylindrical container. So it's closed, means it's covered lah. It's covered. Okay, that's a cover to harvest the rainwater for her daily usage. So, the container here should be covered lah. Here should be covered. Of course lah, or not the rainwater will just flow out. All right. So, and then when it rains, rain, and then after she will collect, she will put the cover, and then yeah, due to a limited space in the house, all right. So Anne has to custom made the container, blah blah blah. All right. So nothing useful here. So I will just cover it. Okay, not much information. And then now this part is very important. The area of curve A1 is given by this. So what is this? Area of the curve. Area of the curve. Permukaan melengkung. Luas permukaan melengkung. So only the curved surface area is this. And then the area for base and the cover is this. So for the base is this one, the base. And then the cover is this, the cover. And was informed that the cost, blah, 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 125 and then 200. Wow. Okay. I think I know how to do it already. Because this is a cylinder. And you know, they give you the curved surface area and the surface area for the base and the cover. So let's think about this. This is how when you open up the cylinder, this is how it looks like. Which one is the curved part? Which one is the curved part? Is it the circle? No, right? No, this is not the curved part. Okay, this is the curved part. Okay, the rectangle is the curved part. Means when they say the curved surface area, the area of the curve is 0.8 pi over r, they are trying to say that the A1 is here, is 0.8 pi over r, means the area of the triangle is this. And then the area for base and cover is 2 pi r square, because it's two circle ma. That's why it's 2 pi r square, because one circle is pi r square, another one is pi r square. That is why the total surface area for cylinder is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. Okay, but this one I erase lah. Okay, the 2 pi r square is for the two circle, and then the curved part is the rectangle. Okay, all right. And was informed that the cost of making material for the curved part is RM125. So the cost for RM125 is, okay, wait, let me think how to write this. So per meter, right? For 1 meter square means for 1 meter square of curve, it will cost you RM125. If I write like this, you understand, right? And then RM200 for 1 meter square, but this is for the base or the cover one. So for the flat surface, for the flat surface means the circle here. This is the flat surface, right? Because this is the flat surface, right? So it's RM200, okay, for the flat surface, okay? And then they say use pi 3.142. What else? Determine the function P for the cost of building container, hence, wow. So they want you to do two things. First is write the equation for P, and then next is the minimum cost. But that one later, the minimum cost. Write the function P for the cost to build the container. So how to do? So A, they want you to write P for the cost. So the cost will be what? Okay, I already know the area in meter square for the curved part is 0.8 pi over r. Okay, but this is just the area, right? In meter square, the area in meter square. But they say for curved part, for every 1 meter square, it will cost you RM125. So if you want to find the cost, I just take this one times is 125. Okay, and then plus with what? For the the flat surface, the pi r square, this is 2 pi r square. this is just the area, but for the cost you times with 200, and then when you take this one plus this one, you get the P lah. The P is the total price ma. You see, determine the function P for the cost of material, the total cost to build the container. So the total cost will be this one darab masuk lah. So you get like okay, what's 125 times 0.8? You get 100. So it's like 100 pi over r plus 200 times 2 is like 400 pi r squared. So that's the answer lah, I think. Right? That's the answer already, right? Because they want the equation only ma. So yeah, I think that's the answer. But then they say hence what? Okay, actually I have to write RM. Okay, because this is price, right? So actually I will write like bracket and I'll write RM. All right. So done already. Determine function P, that's the answer. And then they say calculate the minimum cost to build a container. The moment you see this word, minimum, you know you have to do what? Differentiate equals to 0 already. Okay? Because minimum. Okay, when you see the word minimum or maximum or turning point, you will differentiate equals to 0. But you don't write dy dx because it's not dy dx, it's dp dr. Okay, because it's like p in terms of r. And also they say who minimum, cost minimum. Okay, so the if they say like y is minimum, then you differentiate y equals 0 lah. If they say s is maximum, then you differentiate s equals 0. But if they say cost is minimum, then you differentiate cost, but the cost they use p to represent, so differentiate p equals to 0. So you have to differentiate this equals to 0. But if you want to differentiate this, you have to make sure the tak boleh ada r unknown dekat bawah. So 100 pi r power -1 plus 400 pi r squared, and then you get this one is p, and then dp dr equals to differentiate, you get -100 pi r power -2 plus 800 pi r, and then you can make the power positive, just letak bawah r squared, and then this one is 800 pi r, and then take the whole thing equals 0. -100 pi over r squared plus 800 pi r equals 0. Why? Because minimum. All right. So 800 pi r equals to negative, throw over there, become positive 100 pi over r squared. Pi and pi can potong, r squared pindah jadi r kuasa 3, darab 800 pindah jadi divide 800. So r sama dengan 1/2. Okay, you can use your calculator to help you. So the radius is 1/2 cm. M. It's mm. Because it's like meter square here, right? Okay, so calculate the minimum cost. If the soalan say calculate minimum radius, then that's the answer. This is the answer, 1/2. But they say minimum cost. So what you have to do is you have to actually ganti balik the 1/2 into the original equation. What's the original equation? This one. Okay, so it'll be 100. Okay, pi you use 3.142 lah, because they say right, and then over r is like over 0.5 lah, that's right, and then plus 400 times 3.142, and then times with the r square, 0.5 square, right? R is 0, and then just tekan the whole thing, okay? So 3.142 times 100 divide 0.5 equals, and then plus 400 times 3.142 times 0.5. Okay, I got like 942.6. But what's the unit for this? RM, right? So actually I would write this, right? RM 942.60. You have to write 0 because price ma. Okay, price have to have 2 decimal place ma. And if you have 1 decimal place, it means you have to write 0. Okay, done already. Let me check the answer. Yep, correct lah. Okay. Okay, what about B? If the rainwater flows to the container at the rate, the moment you see this word rate, then you know it's like over dt already. Okay, but because rate must be over dt one, but d what over dt? So they say rainwater flows. Takkanlah you nak tulis d water over dt, betul? Or you want to write d rainwater over, takkanlah you nak tulis macam tu. You just use any symbol to represent. But if you look at the unit, it's meter cube s -1. So isn't it talking about volume? Like the volume of water, right? So I will use V lah. But actually you can use whatever you want lah. X, Y, Z, anyone also can lah. But I will use dV lah, 0.005. Okay, and then find the rate again of the water's height. So what do you think I'll write? Over dt also. But this one they want you to find, so it should be a question mark. Means this is the final answer lah. So find the rate of change of water height. So atas takkan nak tulis D water. No lah, what you write? So it's talking about water's height mah. So you use DH lah. And then if N builds the container using the measurement. So that's it lah, that's the answer. That's all. So for rate of change, you always what? You leave an empty space here, and then you will separate it, and then you will draw something like this. Line equals to line, direct line. Am I right? And then you, for here and here, confirm DT one. And here will be the same. Here and here will be the same, right? And what do you think I have to write here? It's either I write dv dv dh dh or dh dh dv dv. So what do you think I'll write? Mestilah dv dv dh dh. Okay, because v is volume, h is height. Mana ada formula yang guna volume untuk cari h? Dia mestilah guna height untuk cari volume, betul? The equation, the subject of the equation means the equation will be v in terms of h1. It's not h in terms of v1, right? That's why it's like this, all right? And the dv dt is 0.005, and then the dv dh, for now you don't have lah, but it's okay, leave it first. And dh dt, in the end they want you to find. Means now I have to find the dv dh myself. But if you want to find dv dh, you need to have the equation for v in terms of h first. But do you have it? Don't have, right? Apalah, tengok atas lah, tengok atas. So v in terms of h, v is the volume of rainwater, h is the rate of change of height. Can you see the container is a cylinder? What is the formula for volume of cylinder? Pi r square h. Betul? Pi r square h. But I cannot differentiate when there is two unknown on the right hand side. Remember, I told you this in class. You cannot differentiate when there's two unknown. Like if the equation is y in terms of x, then it's like dy dx lah. But if it's y in terms of x and z, you cannot tell me like dy dx. Cannot one. Like you have two unknown, cannot. You have to try to hilangkan one of it. If you hilangkan z, then you can differentiate dy dx. But if you hilangkan x, then you become dy dz. Okay. You have to try to hilangkan. And how to hilangkan? Gantikan dengan benda lain. Like for example, now you want dv/dh, right? It means the r you have to gantikan into something no matter what. And what you gantikan? Remember they say iron will build the container using that measurement. So it means n will build according to this measurement. Means the r is 0.5. You can use 0.5 for your r. The r will be 1/2. It means the v will be 1/4 pi h, and the dv/dh will be 1/4 pi. And that 1/4 pi, the pi you use 3.142 because the soalan says. And then you will masukkan 0.7855. And then you write 0.7855. Gantikan the dh. So you get the dh dt 0.005, right answer. So it's so the calculator write like this: 6.36537323 blah blah blah, and then times 10 power negative 3. Means you have to move back 3 times 1, 2. So the answer is 0.00635. Okay, 6365. And then the unit will be what? So DHDT will be 0.006365. Unit. Okay, let's just tiru here lah. Remember this one is meter cube per second. So this one will be meter per second. It won't be meter cube because it's not volume. This one is just height only, so it's just meter per second. Okay. Move back 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, yeah. And this one actually erase one. Okay, so done already. Okay, so I'm done. I'm finishing. I already finished doing this paper. So I will upload one more soon. Okay, for the MRSM paper 1. So I hope you got learned something new from this video. And also it can help you for your revision for your SPM. So that's all. All right. Bye bye.